All right. So I'll start introducing everyone. In the middle, we've got our head coach, MJ Knighten, her 5th year, and then we have senior outfielder, Mikalyn Emanueli, and then graduate student infielder, Alyssa Hernandez. Thank you, 3 of you, for being here. I'll start with Coach. You're entering your 5th season here now at USD. Obviously a big season, a lot of road games to start the year, and then opening up the new ballpark in April. Just overall, what's your excitement heading into the season and the opportunity that presents itself with the 2025 season?
Yeah, I just think we're ready to play. I think they're tired of playing each other. They've played 6 or 7 inter squads so far, and I think they're hungry for what's next. And so I'm really excited for them to show off what they have for the team and for the fans that are watching. And I think they learn a lot about themselves this past fall with moving and shaking everywhere to practice. So I think they're ready for all the away trips that we're about to handle because they're used to being on the road for practice. So I'm really looking forward to what's to come.
There's a good mix of a lot of returners on this team, but you also added some new additions either in the portal or some incoming freshmen. Who are some faces that Torero fans should look forward to getting to know this year in 2025?
Yeah, I think they should really look forward to seeing Mallory Exline. I think she is hungry for it. She's a freshman. She's learning from this one over here at second base, but she has that softball gene. Her mom played at Ohio State, so she has it in her, and I'm really excited for her to really come out more. She's slowly getting there. We're trying to pull it more out of her, but I definitely think the fans are really going to like what she puts out there.
Now, you mentioned all the road games coming up. You guys have trips going to Oregon, going to Grand Canyon, Utah Tech, various places all over the country. What are some of those teams that you're excited to see and see how your team stacks up against on the schedule this year?
I mean, first one up is Arkansas. Definitely. That's a big one. But also to Texas State, the first game out. They're a top mid-major team. And seeing where they stack amongst us. We're another mid-major school. They just had multiple postseason runs. But I definitely think Oregon's going to be a fun trip. I haven't played there or been there as a coach. So I'm really excited to play at that stadium. I mean, it's beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that tournament as well.
I look at players, Alyssa, you're entering your 3rd year here at USD, but your graduate season overall, just 5 years now coming up of college softball. What are some things you're excited for in this last season as an upperclassman and captain to help lead this team?
Yeah, I'm just super excited to start playing. As we mentioned, we've been facing each other since we got back on January 6th. Just excited to spend my last season with this group. Our team chemistry has been really strong since the fall. We really have embodied our shirts, or well, we're not wearing it right now, but we have our practice shirts on the front. It'll say like eyes forward, in the back it'll say team first. And I think that's something that the team has really bought into this year. And so they just make it fun. They make it fun to be out there every single day. We always talk about how safe of a space it is just to be out there on the field, and it's kind of like a little getaway for us, but we're really excited putting in the work each and every day. But yeah, excited to just make more memories and definitely have a winning season this year. I think we're more than capable of it and just ready to go out there and compete against anybody else except our inter-squad team. So, yeah.
Now, KK, for you, entering your senior year, last 2 years, you played a lot of games, played a lot in center field last year. What are some things you're looking forward to helping out your fellow outfielders and being the captain of the outfield and just working up in what will be your 4th season now at USD?
Yeah, I think something that I take a lot of pride in, and Coach Knighten knows this, is we have a motto out there in the outfield, and it's just no fly zone. And so I think we take a lot of pride in our reps out there and just leading by example. I love the group that I get to work with every day. Carly, Emily Taylor, she's a freshman, she's a beast. Dahlia, Tele, like they're so grown, and they are awesome, and they're willing to take in whatever advice I have for them, and it just makes it really easy to play next to them. And I'm just really excited to go out there and show them what we got, and just compete like we've all said. So yeah.
Now for both players, I'll start with you, Alyssa. Who were some of the players that you played with when you were an underclassman and then made your way up that really helped you and showed you the way? And then what are those kind of tidbits that you took from them that you'd want to try to impart to the underclassmen here at USD?
Yeah, definitely. So when I came in, I was a junior. So I had a lot of seniors to look up to as well as like juniors. But I think the legacy that they've left behind, definitely just putting the team first, and obviously like doing anything you can just on the field, off the field, to make sure that you're creating that family environment. And that's something that I like to embody each and every day, just always lending out a hand whenever our players need it. So that doesn't mean necessarily just on the field, being able to mentor, the underclassmen, kind of taking them under my wing, because I had a lot of that when I first came here and I transferred. So yeah, definitely just culture and family. I think those are the two biggest things. And then obviously, once you have those two, it just shows up for you on the field. So, but yeah, just taking them under our wing and, treating them like family.
Yeah, I mean, echoing off that, I think when I think of coming in as a freshman, I think of 3 players that really stick out to me that kind of helped me on my path and just growing as a softball player. I think of Izzy Owen, Lexi Torculus, and Shorty. I'm sure everyone knows the names, but they make it so fun, and their legacy is just that they competed every single time they stepped on the field, and that's who I want to be as a player, and that's the legacy that I want to leave as soon as my time is done here. And I just hope that when my teammates look at me, they see that in me, and I just hope to leave that legacy behind as well.
Now turning back to coach, WCC added a new team to your schedule this year with Oregon State as well as the other incumbents that were already in the league. How do you look at the league heading into 2025 and so what you see how your team can stack up against the other WCC opponents?
Yeah, each year since I've been here in the league has gotten stronger, more fierce, and more competitive, and that's just what you want to see out of the game of softball, right? You want to see each team kind of elevate themselves to where they're capable of going, and so I really like what we have as a conference, and I think we all stack well against each other. It's always a competitive game every single day. It's a dogfight, and I think especially too, we don't have a conference tournament, so you really have to take advantage of every single game and every opportunity. But it's nice to have Oregon State come in, add some good parity there, and then we'll see what the future holds with the rest of the conference in the next couple years. But I think it's going to be really fun this coming year in the conference.
Now looking back at last season, you got a great season from Amanda Limon as your primary shortstop. You obviously have to fill that hole now with your incumbents and then people you brought in. Who do you see as possibly filling in that role at shortstop and then just working around the rest of the infield as well?
Yeah, honestly, it's still up for grabs. I tell them every single day at practice is your time to compete for a spot, regardless if you have it or not. And I think Haley Mulligan and Sophia Pineda are doing that each and every single day. And I like how they're kind of going against each other without really knowing, but I think they might know a little bit. But it's making them better at the end of the day, and it's making the team better from an infield perspective all across the board. And it's nice to have Alyssa, especially helping Soph out when she's a freshman. It's kind of scary to be the only freshman out there, so it's nice to have her by there. A 6th year, which is crazy to think about, but that just adds that veteranship and help her grow in her career. So that's right now where we're at, and I think we have a lot of just veteranship at first base, at third base, even in the outfield too. We brought back a lot of returners, which is good in our eyes, so we're just wanting to continue to grow each and every single day, and whoever competes for that spot gets it.
Now listen, KK, obviously softball is a sport that requires a lot of energy. There's a lot of great cheers in the dugout. There's always a ton of energy when I see your guys' teams out at other games, at practice, when we did the shoot at Sunset Cliffs. There's just a lot of great energy and positive spirit. What is it like being around the team and help building that? And just how good does it feel when you guys have the success and that you're having so much fun playing with each other?
Yeah, definitely just the chemistry that we keep talking about. Being around that just makes softball fun. And I feel like we always remind ourselves that it's the same sport we've been playing since we were little kids. And so just keeping that in the back of our heads allows us to compete and, be loose and be free. But definitely in the dugout, we have our season opener this Friday against Texas State, traveling on Thursday. But just, being there with each other, we know that we're going to have the energy, we're going to have each other's backs no matter what. And we all know that we are all competing for a spot. So just being the biggest cheerleader, especially if you aren't in the starting 9. And I feel like our whole team definitely buys into that. We're genuinely there for one another. You can feel it this year. It's a different feeling. And so just having that energy and support behind you is big, especially, softball isn't the easiest sport. So definitely through the times of failures, we know that we can turn to anybody on our left or right and just, have them there by our side. It's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, I think just echoing off that, I think something that's very important in this team is that we all have a fail forward mentality, and we know this is a game of failure and we're prepared to fail, and it's about what we take from that and what we learn from it. And I think that it's like Coach Knighten said, everyone is so hungry for a WCC championship, and so we know that we've put in the work and we trust our abilities to perform in big moments, and it just makes it fun and free, like Alyssa said. And I'm very excited. And this team the energy is something that I've never experienced before in my career here. So I'm excited to see what we can put out there this season.
Now for all 3 of you, I think everyone on campus is really excited about the opening of the new softball complex in April when you guys host Santa Clara for that weekend series. Just what will that new facility mean for the three of you, and just knowing that you guys have a place to call your own at home that's brand new, and just a lot of anticipation, and then all you guys can do and what you can accomplish on that field?
Yeah, I think the first word that comes to mind is pride. There's pride behind it. When you go to other places, when you see them have the facilities, you just feel it when you walk in. And that's what I want the fans to feel. That's what I want these girls to feel, is like, okay, I'm representing the name on the front of my chest. It's bigger than what I'm doing right now. It's for the future, and it's for the past that kind of laid the foundation as well. And it's just staying prideful in everything that you do. And of course, there's going to be tears when we walk into that thing very first day. So I'm going to cry. So I'm really excited for them to feel what it feels like to be a part of a prideful program.
Yeah, just echoing off Coach, definitely, from the previous coaches and players that have, stepped before us, I think just laying the foundation for sure, and building the legacy that we want San Diego softball to represent. And so I think Coach MJ and our staff are doing a really good job at, just building our legacy day by day, year by year. So I feel like it'll keep us on the right track for sure. But it's definitely special. I mean, we're traveling to Mesa, Del Norte High School, and all of that stuff throughout the fall and spring, so I feel like it's definitely going to be rewarding knowing that all of our hard work has paid off and all of the sacrifices and adaptability that we've had to face this fall. So definitely going to be a bittersweet feeling, and I think we're really excited for it. We're ready, just ready to have a place to call home.
Yeah, I agree with Coach Knighten. I definitely think I will cry when I step foot on that field. And I'm just so excited to, like Alyssa said, be able to call somewhere home. And I think Coach Knighten and Coach Shea and our whole coaching staff has done an amazing job of, like Alyssa said, laying the foundation. And it is going to be just so rewarding. And I think we faced a lot of adversity in the fall and up until this point in the spring, with having to adapt to different practice schedules and different places and where we're going. And it'll be just nice to get back into routine again, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.